So today I'm in the kitchen. One of my New Year's resolutions is to find even more ways to save money. Now, when I made that resolution, I thought, oh, I bet I could Google some great ideas. And so I Googled tips on how to save money, and it turns out most of the articles I came across, we're already doing that stuff. We cook from home already. We grow our own food. We grow our own meat. So it didn't really help. So today I'm making granola bars. Also, one similar to, Nature's Valley, the crunchy ones, or Hidden Valley, I can't remember what they're called. But we really like those ones, so I'm going to try and make them for snacks, and also as well as all the fruit roll-ups I've been making. It's all part of my preparation for spring and summertime, because the kids are going to want to do sports again, and I am not eating out 3 times a week again. I was really good about prepping meals for the beginning of the season, and about mid-late part of baseball and into soccer, I just didn't follow through with it, and we ended up spending quite a bit of money on just eating out, because the times that they have practice is 5 o'clock. So you get done with practice at 6, 6:30, everyone's hungry, and it's about a 30-minute drive just to get back to the house. So by then it's 7 o'clock. And cooking a full dinner, that means dinner's not going to be done till 8. So I'm working now in the wintertime to prep this stuff. So anyways, let's get started on granola bars. Let's preheat the oven to 350 degrees. Alright, so here's what you're going to need for the granola bars. You're going to need 2.5 cups of old-fashioned oats. 2 cups can go directly in the bowl, and half a cup will have to be ground. I have a mortar and pestle, and it needs to be seasoned and used up, so I'm using that, and it's only a half cup. Otherwise, you can use a food processor or a blender. They'll do it real easily for you. You're also going to need a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, just under a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. You're going to need a 1/4 cup of butter, a 1/4 cup of honey, and a 1/4 cup of sugar. You don't need the pineapple, that's just there. The recipe also calls for a teaspoon of vanilla. I don't have it, so we're just going to go without it. No big deal. So I'm going to finish crushing these up, and then we'll go from there. I have my half a cup of oats ground into a coarse flour. I'm going to add that into here. I already have my baking soda and salt into these oats, and they are well mixed. Now, next you're going to melt your butter and add your 1/4 cup of sugar and 1/4 cup of honey to here. So I'll do the sugar first, and then I'll do the 1/4 cup of honey, because it always sticks here. And what I've learned is if I grease my measuring cup with Crisco, the honey will pour right out of it. So let me get that done. Alright, so my honey, sugar, and butter are well mixed. Sugar maybe could have been dissolved a little bit more, but that is alright. Now, I'm going to put this in with the oats until it's all well combined. But I can't do that one-handed, so let me put you down. Alright, so these are well coated. There's no more dry areas, and when you touch it, it all feels moist and sticky. So, you're going to line, I'm using a cookie sheet. They say a 9 by something. It's a Betty Crocker recipe if you want to look it up. But I've done it in glass baking dishes before, slightly different recipe. And so I'm going to go ahead and use a cookie sheet because it's the easiest thing for me to use. But they do say use a piece of parchment paper and have a couple inches of overhang on each side. So I'm going to dump this into here, and press it evenly and firmly all across my surface. Alright, so that recipe only gives me this much. So I'm actually doubling my recipe. The recipe says it makes 8 granola bars, so I'm going to double it and also increase my cook time. Not quite double. I'll start with a little more and we'll kind of keep an eye on it. Alright, so the double recipe still didn't quite fill my cookie sheet, but that's okay. So, oven is preheated to 350 degrees. We'll put these in here. The recipe says to bake them for 20 minutes. So we're going to let them go 20 minutes, check them. If they're not ready, we'll let them go another 10. It says they should be golden and smell of honey. So we'll check them in 20. So it's been 20 minutes. I can definitely smell it cooking. And it's actually a little smoky. So let's see. Let me grab this bad boy out. And set it on the stove. I'd say that looks pretty golden. Definitely smells of honey. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off the oven and take my spatula. It's kind of bubbling up. You can definitely see where my second batch started. This seems more browned, and I'm wondering if that's because it cooled a little bit from the warm butter and honey while I was mixing up the second batch. But it is bubbling up a little, so I'm just going to try to flatten it out. And this one too. It feels pretty firm though. Much more firm than when I put it in, but you can still see it's a little loose. So it says to let it cool for 10 minutes and then to cut it while it's still cooling. So I'm going to let it cool and then we'll come back. Alright, so it cooled. Now this is the point of having your overhang. You can lift it out of your pan, and I am really excited. So I cut it into my bars, and I can already feel how hard this is getting. I mean, I'm so excited. I've been searching and searching for a good crispy granola bar recipe, and I think I finally found one. So I am freaking excited. So, and look at that. That's beautiful. Oh my god, I'm so excited. So I know, this is just a base recipe. I mean, from here, the possibilities are endless. I mean, I have chocolate chips. I can melt some chocolate and drizzle chocolate over them. I can leave them like this. I could put raisins in them. We could put walnuts in them. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So once these cool, I'm going to try them just to see how crunchy they get. And we'll let you know. They're fully cooled. It's been about 15-20 minutes. I've peeled the parchment paper off. And I have my granola bar. I'm going to try it. I'm so excited. Okay. I'm really pleased with this. Not as crunchy as your store-bought crunchy granola bars, but it's nice and firm. It's got a really sweet flavor with the honey and the sugar. And I'm so excited. Like I said, there's so much we could do to this. We could add chocolate, we could add raisins, we could add nuts, we could add, cranberries, dried cranberries. That'd be so delicious. So, oh my gosh, save yourself some money. Make your own granola bars instead of buying them at the store. And it took, a total of 35-40 minutes with mixing, baking, cooling, all of that. So come on. You can't pass this up. This is so good. Alright, you guys try it and tell me what you think.